Hey guys, good evening. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It's great to be with you on Inspirations for Your Life. This is Saturday. It's February 15th is the date of this airing, and we have another great master topic for you guys. So it's great to have you with me here, and just want to welcome you again to the Inspirations for Your Life show. We are on series number actually 4, in case you were wondering about that. And our granular topic is how to align your intentions with actions. So this whole week, we're going to be talking about different things having to do with your actions and taking steps and stopping procrastination and all kinds of things like that. So you're really going to love that. Do check out believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations. There's even a new Tech Bite blunders that we added that you can actually catch from there. And not only will it make you laugh, but it'll actually teach you something that you probably won't want to do and be able to be smarter with technology. So welcome, everyone. I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. I'm a podcast coach and a podcast host, and it is my privilege and pleasure to be with you this evening or whenever you're watching me. In this episode, I'm going to explore the powerful connection between your intentions and your actions. Aligning your inner drive with your outward actions is a game changer for a lot of people, but sometimes people just don't know how to do that, right? So that's the problem for personal and professional growth. So whether you're looking just to stay, focused, overcome obstacles, or tap into your true potential, this podcast will guide you every step of the way. So let's dive in together. Maybe you want to grab something. I have some little mini chocolates I've been eating here. Go run to the kitchen, get something, maybe get some water, get some sweet, or get something healthy, whatever you like, and hurry on back because we have so much to share with you here on this show today. We're going to dive in with the first thing, which is identifying your core values. So the first step to aligning your intentions with your actions is to clearly define your core values. We'll go over that when we come back in more detail. Your values are your internal compass, guiding you in decision-making and shaping your actions. Now, when you know what truly matters to you, it becomes easier to set promises or goals and take steps that resonate with your true self, to who you believe you are. This alignment ensures that your actions are driven by purpose and that you remain, consistent with your bigger picture. So if your actions reflect your core values, then you're on track. You'll find fulfillment and motivation even during challenges. So I think this is an important thing that hopefully you guys will understand, and you'll choose to do that. But we'll talk more about that when I give you the recap when I go back. I'm just kind of giving you the intro now. Number 2, excuse me, break down your long-term promises or goals because they're essential for success, but they can feel overwhelming without a clear plan. And again, we're going to go into details on this a little bit later. Break them down into smaller, manageable tasks, each with a specific timeline. And this approach makes big dreams feel more achievable and keeps you focused on progress. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by the final result, celebrate each step toward completion. That's really, really important. So by consistently working on smaller goals or promises, you'll maintain momentum and stay motivated, knowing you're moving closer to your desired outcome. I think that is a very, very important thing that a lot of people don't realize, and it's something I hope you will today. Number 3, set intentional habits. And so success doesn't just happen overnight, right? It's the result of consistent intentional habits by setting daily routines that align with your values and your goals or promises. Now, you'll create a foundation for growth, and these habits act as building blocks for the bigger picture, whether it's waking up earlier, prioritizing tasks, or deciding to make sure you have time for self-reflection. Each small action compounds over time to create lasting change. Remember, the more intentional your habits, the easier it is to align them with your broader intentions. So I think that's important. Number four, monitor energy and your focus. Okay. So stay aligned with your energy levels and maintaining focus. That's very, very important, everyone. And so pay attention to when you feel most energized during the day and align your most important tasks with those times. So this helps maximize not only your productivity and also ensures that your actions are effective. Similarly, you can keep track of what distracts you and take steps to eliminate those interruptions. The more focused and energized you are, the better your actions will reflect your intentions. Number five, avoid self sabotage. Often we are our own biggest obstacle. We kick ourselves in the foot. Self sabotage can come in many forms, from procrastination to negative self talk. Recognizing the signs of self sabotage is the first step in avoiding it. Whenever you find yourself resisting progress, take a moment to reflect on why. Are you having fears of doubt influencing your actions, or what? So, by overcoming these mental blocks and replacing them with positive affirmations and proactive behavior, you can stay on track and keep your intentions in focus or keep them in check. Number six, integrate accountability systems. Having someone to hold you accountable can make all the difference in the world. Whether it's a mentor, a friend, or a coach, accountability systems ensure that you stay on course and take consistent action toward your goals or promises. Set regular check ins with your accountability partner to track progress. Oftentimes, you can be accountability partners for each other, and that works really well. Adjust strategies and stay motivated. Adjust those strategies as often as you need to, and realize that if you don't hit something, you need to change something, right? So that is perfectly part of the process, and that's okay. So knowing that someone is there to support and encourage you increases your commitment and keeps you aligned with your actions. And it's a give and take. So it's definitely good to have an accountability partner if they can be an accountability partner for you. For example, there might be an accountability partner for you to help you stay healthy, and you might be an accountability partner for them to make sure that they're studying or something like that. Number seven, reflect and reevaluate. Progress isn't always linear, and it's important to reflect regularly on your journey. Take time to assess your goals, actions, and overall progress. Are they still in alignment with your core values? Have circumstances changed that require you to adjust your approach? Regular reflection allows you to reassess and reevaluate, ensuring that you're on the right path and helping you fine tune your actions for better results. Take purposeful risks. Growth often requires stepping outside your comfort zone. And that means taking purposeful risks, and these risks should be calculated and aligned with your goals or promises. But they should also push you to grow. Don't shy away from opportunities that challenge you or bring uncertainty. Remember what I've said before, you have to practice getting comfortable being uncomfortable. That's something I say all the time, but it is the truth in life. We have to practice getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Practice getting comfortable being uncomfortable. If you can do that, ladies and gentlemen, you're halfway there. Okay, and I think that's a very, very important thing for everyone to recognize. Um, the purposeful risks can unlock new possibilities and propel you forward on your journey. So, what are you waiting for? Number nine, cultivate self awareness. Self awareness is that foundation for personal growth. By being mindful of strengths, weaknesses, and emotional triggers, you can better align your actions with your intentions. This self reflection helps you identify um, basically the things that you need to know, including the areas of improvement and making adjustments to stay on track. Little tweaks, right? That's very important that you make those adjustments. Very similar to when you have a GPS system right in your car and you made a wrong turn or something happened and it just recalculates or it tells you to take another turn so you get back on track. That's what that's all about. Make those adjustments just like your GPS does, and you'll be staying on your track to your success. Cultivating self awareness also allows you to stay grounded, ensuring that your actions are in alignment with who you truly are, not just who you think you should be. This is important. Number 10, stay open to feedback. Constructive feedback is a powerful tool for growth. Embrace feedback as an opportunity to learn and improve, not as a criticism, though. Being open to others' perspectives can reveal blind spots and help you course correct if needed, like that GPS system, right? So when you're aligned with your intentions, you're less likely to take feedback personally and more likely to see it as valuable insight that'll keep you moving toward your goals or promises. Number 11, align your environment. Your environment plays a significant role in your ability to stay aligned with your promises or goals or aspirations. Surround yourself with people, resources, and spaces that support your vision. This could mean decluttering your workspace, seeking out supportive communities, or even distancing yourself from negative influences. By intentionally curating your surroundings, you make it easier to stay focused, productive, and true to your promises, aspirations, and goals. Number 12, embrace the process. The process is amazing. Have fun with the process, not just the outcome. When somebody told me a long time ago, John, you're going to get where you want to be, but enjoy life, enjoy the process, because when you enjoy the process, it seems like you get to the destination a lot sooner than you expected. Now, remember, just because you get to the destination doesn't mean you're done. Success is not about getting to the destination and finishing. It's about continuing your journey, right? So while goals and promises are very important, the process of getting there is where the real growth happens and continuing that momentum. So embrace the journey and celebrate small wins along the way. When you focus solely on the outcome, it can feel like a long, exhausting road. How many of you guys have ever waited for tea to boil, right? Well, now I don't do that anymore, but many years ago, we would always put the tea kettle on and you have to wait or wait for paint to dry, right? Feels like forever. But when you're doing something else and you're not conscious of it, it's like it just sort of, the time just goes away. When you focus solely on the outcome, it can feel like long, exhausting roads that you're never going to ever finish. However, when you recognize the value in the process, you find joy in every step and your motivation remains high even during setbacks. So the key is to have joy in everything you do. Of course, we're going to give you examples when we go back. I'm just kind of giving you the highlights now. Number 13, our last point for tonight, balance patience with urgency. This is a multi-million-dollar point. Success is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Balancing patience with urgency is key to maintaining momentum, of course, while preventing to avoid burnout. Recognize when to push forward and when to give yourself grace or a break. Moving with urgency ensures you make steady progress, but patience allows you to pace yourself and prevent exhaustion. This balance helps you maintain and sustain a motivation and energy over a long haul. So if you're on that marathon, right, you want to be able to get through the whole race. So you can't obviously run the same amount the entire race. So you might have to, scale back a little bit, take a little bit of a break, and then come back. And when you do that, it's like, oh, wow, the race seems like so much more manageable. I think that's a very important thing. So as I promised, I always go back. I give you the highlights, and then I go back and I give you some of my personal examples. So what are core values? Well, I'm going to go off to Merriam-Webster and just get the definition for what core values are with Merriam-Webster, because I think that's probably the best way to look at that. So when we take a look at this, we have to look at two words, core, because core values is not in the dictionary. According to Merriam-Webster, core is a noun. It's essential and often foundational part, usually distinct from enveloping a part by a difference in nature, okay? Such as usually the inedible central part of some fruits, or a pineapple, right? Or an apple, or an orange. Maybe the papyri or the leathery carpels composing the ripened ovary and palm fruit. The muscles of the mid-region of the torso. Your core is composed of the muscles that stabilize and move your pelvis, lower back, hips, and the trunk of your body. the place in a nuclear reactor where fission occurs. An arrangement of a course of studies that combines under basic topics material from subjects eventually separated and aims to provide a common background for all students. The portion of a foundry mold that shapes the interior of a hollow casting. A vertical space as for elevator shafts, stairways, or plumbing apparatus in a multi-story building. A computer memory consisting of an array of cores strung on fine wires. The internal memory of a computer. A tiny donut-shaped piece of magnetic material such as a ferrite used in computer memories. Also, you find them on power cords, so they can actually mitigate any type of interference to the power wire. A massive iron serving to concentrate and intensify the magnetic field resulting from a current in a surrounding coil. The central part of a celestial body, such as the Earth or Sun, usually having a different physical property set from the surrounding parts. A nodule of stone, such as flint or obsidian, from which flakes have been struck for making implements. The conducting wire with its insulation in electric cable. A basic, essential, enduring part as of an individual, a class, or an entity. The essential meaning, the inner or most intimate part, a part such as a thin cylinder of material removed from the inner of the part of a mass, especially to determine composition. So when we think about core is to remove a core, right? To core an apple, we know what that is. So what does it mean when we talk about the word value? So now we know what core means. So according to Merriam-Webster, value is a noun, in case you're wondering, and it's the monetary value of something, okay? Something we put a lot of emphasis on. A fair return or equivalence in goods, services, or money for something exchanged. Relative worth, utility, or importance. We think about value like price, something such as a principle or a quality, an intrinsic value, or desirable value, such as things like, like maybe love or respect or honor or integrity, right? I think that's an important piece is to understand, what that means, right? So something such as the principle, a numerical quantity that is assigned or is determined by calculation or measurement. The relative duration of a musical note, the relative lightness or darkness of a color, the luminosity of it, we call it, the relation of one part in a picture to another with respect to lightness and darkness. When we say value as a verb, it's a transitive verb to consider or rate highly. I value your friendship. The value of $1 is X. Many people growing up today don't understand the value of $1. To estimate, I estimate the value of your home to be worth X. After you do the addition, it'll be worth another $100,000. To rate or scale in usefulness, I value my professor. I value my friends. Okay. So now that we understand a little bit about what core is and we know what value is, we know that these are things, if we put it together, these are things that are very internal to us, that we believe in, and that there's something that we put high significance on, and that we, let's say, live around. That's probably the best thing to explain that. So a core value, if we want to think about, I'm going to give you an example. Let's think about the core values of sailing a boat. I think that's probably where I want to go. I want to go to sailing a boat. And so when we think about the core values of sailing a boat, there's a lot, okay, that we need to take into consideration. One is adaptability. Two is awareness of the environment, right? We don't want to go out when it's thundering or lightning. Teamwork, if I'm on the crew, right? Whether I'm a skipper or whether I'm a crew, I need to make sure we all work together, that our weight is balanced properly, right? That we all act in the right time so there isn't any type of emergency. Risk management and commitment to learning and continuous improvement. So sailing is very important, and sailing has core values. So what are core values? I'm going to give you another one because I think this is really important. What are core values of dating? Well, we're a relationship, communication, respect, honesty, trust, family, loyalty, religion, finance, appreciation, compassion, forgiveness, accountability, support, commitment, humor, empathy, intimacy, reliability. Um, that's it. So I want you to figure out what your cores are. That's really important. If you don't know what they are, it's like you're just living an empty life. Number two, break down those long term goals or priorities or aspirations because sometimes it's overwhelming. I'll give you an example. Like in my master's class, like in a class, we're going through like 6 sections of class. So a chapter is typically about 22, 27 sections. Some are a little shorter, like 14. So what do? It's a lot to read that in one day. So I basically account that I'm going to spend each day doing 3 sections. Now, today, something magical happened. I wanted to get through a certain piece and I realized that the sections were a lot shorter. So that was a benefit. And I was ahead of the game. So that was great. Set intentional habits. A habit is something you do over and over again. Now, sometimes we have good habits, like, could be being healthy. Bad habits might be things like, constantly pulling up your socks or maybe gossiping. Those are examples of bad habits. So we need to monitor our energy because sometimes things in our life are going to take us down. Maybe we're trying to be a good guy and we're giving too much of ourselves. And so this can happen. So you have to put your foot down. For example, I was at an event the other night, part of this thing that I'm volunteering for, and I let them know that hey, my master's is coming first, my schoolwork comes first. I can only give you this much time. If this doesn't work, then I'm out, right? And like, no, we're going to make it work. Well, I remember I was in this group, and we were supposed to end at about 9. We went till 9:30. Then we went to let's say 9:35, then 9:40, then 9:45, then 9:50, then like 9:55. And he's like, "Oh, John, can you give us 5 more minutes?" I'm like, "No, I'm sorry. I'm out. I can't." And so I had to do that because I had to really put my foot down in a nice way. It didn't have to be mean, but people will just keep taking and taking and taking from you. So you have to sometimes put that wall up. I'm not saying all the time, but you have to make sure that what you're giving is not going to deplete you from something else you need to help fulfill your own goals and promises. Number 4, self-sabotage. We're our own biggest obstacle. Again, it could be things like negative self-talk. Maybe you're resisting progress. Maybe you're not going where because you have fears all the time. It's normal. Just figure out what the fear is and get around it. Integrate accountability. Whether you're at a company, whether you're an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur, whether you're in school, understand that accountability is something that'll help you and something that'll help others. And if you're both trying to do the same thing, you both can be each other's accountability partner. That's a great thing. Reflect and reevaluate. So progress is not linear. It's important to reflect regularly on your journey. Like, how am I doing? How did I do this week? How did I do with my goals? How did I do with my promises? That's why I love to write them down on paper, and I love to take my pen and just X right through, like take a line, and it feels so good to do that. So a purposeful risk. Growth often requires stepping outside the comfort zone, right? Practice getting comfortable being uncomfortable. When we're able to take a risk with purpose and it goes somewhere, we feel so good about ourselves. But a lot of times we're on the fence, like, should I jump in the pool? I don't know. Is the water cold? Like, what's going to happen? Like, take a risk already. Should I go do the workout? Should I do squats? Should I do this? Don't second guess yourself your whole life. Get out there and do things. Don't be at the end of your life saying, gee, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. Do it. All right. Do it. When you get feedback, okay, be open to it. Constructive feedback is so powerful. And people that don't want to get feedback, well, those aren't people that want to grow. And those are people that are probably going to hold you back because they're not going to be able to give you feedback. People that give you criticisms, they're just complainers, okay? Take the effort to consciously align your environment so it plays a role in your ability to stay aligned. So that could be things like we talked about study environments. So we were talking about studying last week, right? How to study smarter, not harder. Maybe it's the people that you're with. Maybe it's the time that you're working on something or the location. So there could be a lot of things, but when you take an intentional effort, magic happens, right? Again, embrace the process. I know everyone wants the outcome. I know everyone wants the $10 million. I know that. Recognize the value in the process. There is value in the process. You can learn. Be grateful for what you learned, even if it's not where you want to be today. Just be grateful that you're alive. Be grateful that you're able to do something. Even when I do things in school, like, and I get back to a chapter, a lot of times I'll pre-read something before class, and then I'll come back and I'll read again. Then I'll read again. And I just say to myself, look, it's only the first read through. If I don't get it, it's okay. I'm going to read it several times. And see, that's the attitude I have because I know that I want to be successful. And if it takes a couple of reads, that's fine. But I don't try to make myself learn everything in 24 hours. That's just going to frustrate people, right? So embrace the process. Maybe you're trying to become a better athlete. Maybe you're trying to become a better student like I am. Maybe you're trying to become a better salesperson. Maybe you're trying to become a better parent. Maybe you're trying to become a better son, a better daughter. Embrace the process. When you embrace the process, you're going to find people will pop up along your journey that want to help you. Now, a lot of times we get impatient. So balance patience with urgency, right? Patience is key. Urgency means you got to do it now. But patience means if it doesn't happen now, at least you're taking consistent steps to make sure that it happens. Um, when you balance this, it'll help you sustain motivation and energy over the long haul. I know some people are like, oh, I wish I'd get there today. I wish, I wish, I wish. Quit wishing and start taking steps and being grateful for where you are in life. You know, I learned this a long time ago that if I can be grateful for what I've achieved today, even if it's not what I totally want 100%, I'm still grateful that I am better off today than I was yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who I am by now, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's always such a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you guys on these amazing days, evenings, and whatever times you happen to tune in. Do visit believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing, inspiring creations. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to catch you guys on another show or another form of one of my pieces of content real soon. So have yourself a great rest of your day or evening.